According to reports this week, Donald Trump has apparently been talking to his aides and staffers about giving himself a pardon. Okay? We've talked about this at length, but let's go a little bit deeper here. Let's first start with the legal angle, because legal experts are actually a little torn as to whether or not the president can even issue a pardon to himself. There is no legal precedent for this, so we're kind of in uncharted waters here. Except, I'm sorry, I think these legal scholars, for the most part, overcomplicate it. You know, when you look at what the presidential pardon powers are, the president can pardon an individual who has been accused or has been convicted of a, federal crime, yada, yada, yada. And the question comes down to, it doesn't say that he can't give himself a pardon. So that's not explicitly in there. So yeah, it kind of seems like he can give himself a pardon. The argument would come down to, in court, in front of a Supreme Court, because it would make it up that high, is the president an individual? Yeah, he is. So I have no doubt in my mind it's unethical, sure, and we need to change the system. But as it stands right now, the president can 100% pardon himself, and there's nothing we can do about it. I am not a legal scholar, though. You have people with much, much more experience in the legal arena than I have who are saying, no, he can't do it. But sure, whatever. Second thing is, who cares? Right? Who cares if the man pardons himself or not? I don't. I'm almost kind of hoping he does at this point. And here's why. If he pardons himself, according to I think it was a 1918 ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court, accepting a presidential pardon is to admit guilt. The acceptance of a pardon is also, according to the court, an admission of guilt, which also, by the way, means that anything related to the thing you're pardoning yourself for, you're no longer protected under the Fifth Amendment, and you can be compelled to testify, because you can't be prosecuted for it. So therefore, your testimony can be compelled by the country. So you actually lose a little bit by accepting this. You also, in the eyes of people who may be wanting you to run again in 2024, you lose a little bit of that trust because they're like, well, he did pardon himself. That must mean he did something wrong. You also, in the private sector, as a businessman, have to understand how bad that's going to look with people who might be thinking about doing business with you. Well, gee, is that really the kind of person we want to be in business with? I mean, he pardoned himself. He must have done something pretty bad. That's going to look bad on us. We can't make this deal. So yeah, that's going to hurt him as well. But none of that matters nearly as much as the fact that the big crimes he is being investigated for are at the state level up in New York, and he can't pardon himself from that. So sure, why not? The federal crimes we could be looking at some federal tax evasion, maybe. We won't know until the financials are revealed. We could be looking at, obstruction of justice. That's such a weak thing. Like, he wouldn't even go to jail for that if they were to convict him. And Biden's DOJ has already said, by the way, they're not going to pursue things against Trump, so none of that would even happen. So sure, pardon away, because they're not coming after you anyway. New York, on the other hand, those are pretty serious. You're looking at major financial crimes up there in the state of New York, and he can't pardon his way out of it, so bring it on. Folks, what I'm trying to tell you is don't sweat it if Donald Trump issues a pardon for himself or issues a pardon for his kids, because none of that is going to stop the very serious charges that are likely coming from those prosecutors up in New York. They're still going to go down, and those crimes are far worse than anything they could pin on him at the federal level.